What? Entity 303? When did you get here? Huh. Yes, I have finally gotten multiplayer working, and I decided to join with an account with the Entity 303 skin. Because you can join as basically any account you want when you're using the Betacraft launcher. So yeah, I finally got multiplayer working, so now I can show off all of like the multiplayer features and whatnot. Next episode is hopefully going to be the multiplayer special. So, first off in multiplayer we have the chat. Now to type in the chat you use T. And you can see I was messing around with which character to have join for the intro. And I said hi, and you can type in a message. You can't type in the and character, or some other, or I don't think you can type in some other characters either, because the and is used for setting the color of things. Like the yellow text here would be and E, which is also the source of the and E0 glitch. Fun fact, I thought the and E0 glitch was... I thought the ND0 glitch was actually had to do with the E as in, like, scientific notation. Then, also, there's a really weird thing where other players don't render if their hitbox leaves the screen. That's kind of weird. But this is just me joining from another or account that isn't even mine, because you can join in any username. So there's also some commands, like I think it's /teleport, which allows you to teleport to another player's location. And then there's /say, which allows you to broadcast a message to the entire server, as if sort of like the announcements that whoever joined the game, and so you can sort of fool your friends with this, like and just say like Erihidera joined the game. Erihidera is a Minecraft creepypasta character, or like or Bobby1545 joined the game. So I had to actually use a hex editor to paste the block array into a new world because I could not find, or the life of me find a way to remove the human mob from my existing world. So this technically isn't the same world. It just has all of the same blocks in it. And I sort of feel like I need to do something to sort of commemorate multiplayer being me finally figuring out multiplayer. And so I am going to build a statue of Entity 303 just because if you've been following my content elsewhere, you may know that I have a I have a AO3 fanfic series about Entity 303. And I sort of want to reflect some of my other projects here. It's a bit annoying that I had that sand is the lightest colored block available, and so I have to put stone supporting it. So I completed the Entity 303 statue. And hold on. So yeah, this is actually really exciting because I was trying to get this done by episode 9 so that episode 10 could be the multiplayer special. But that didn't work out, as you can clearly see by it now being episode 11 and me having just figured multiplayer out. Now, what should I do? I feel like there was something I was planning on doing, but I never actually got around to it. I mean, I put a big alleyway here, so maybe I could have put a building here or something? Yeah, I'm gonna put a building here. And this is gonna be the arcade. And the reason I want to build an arcade here is because Wreck-It Ralph is another of these things with this same sort of people living inside computers concept that I am particularly interested in. And So I went to build an arcade as a reference to Wreck-It Ralph. By the way, there's a feature I forgot to go over at all previously. It's that if you press Y, it inverts your mouse. I don't really get why people would want that, but okay. And so I'm just going to build the sort of arcade building itself. And then I want to build the interior. So, the interior has been completed. The idea here is that, like, this is like the classic asteroids, Pac-Man, Whack-A-Mole, or whatever, and like, the pinball machine, and then we have like the racing game sort of thing, because of the two sort of like, whatchamacallit, the two sort of things sort of connected to each other. And then we have the big fancy new game that the arcade is advertising all over the place. You can see that the game's logo is everywhere and all that. I might even put it on the outside. Hello there. What? Okay, so what blocks was it? It was dirt, wood, cobble. Cobble, yeah. I'm gonna add some more greenery about the outside here. One thing is we might have to worry about all these saplings growing into trees once we hit survival test, but I'll probably remove all the saplings by that point, given we'll have other plants to work with. Hopefully. I don't remember if the plants are actually in the 23A inventory. And like the way Griffin builds classic stuff, it doesn't even look like classic. It looks like modern Minecraft with old textures. You can really make the most out of just having 8 blocks to work with. Now, I do want to take some time to discuss the sort of class of series that this belongs to, which is the Through the Versions series. And the first of these was probably the Evolution SMP by Grian, where he started in Beta 1.2, one of the earliest fully functioning survival multiplayer versions, and slowly upgraded through the versions, and with his group of friends, and and the fun thing about it was the players had to like solve puzzles to upgrade through the versions and find like the portal to the next version or whatever. And the way they upgraded was they didn't really go through every version in detail, but instead they skipped a few versions each upgrade. Like they would go from Beta 1.6 to Beta 1.8, and then from Beta 1.8 to Release 1.3. And that's sort of what I'm doing here, with skipping from 14A to 18A. And, yeah, my series is sort of inspired by Evo more than it is by any of, like, the sort of Polyworld series or, like, Craftology or anything like that. Though there is definitely an inspiration from Craftology, mainly in the fact that I'm focusing on Classic and I'm building a big city. But otherwise, what? Sorry for all the sniffling. What I was saying was that, like, there's a lot of people who will, like, go through every version in complete detail. And, like, I'm sort of going to do that, but I'm not going to go through every single dev build of 0.0.15a. I'm not going to go through every single dev build of 0.0.15a and talk about all the bugs in the version. I'm not gonna play Alpha 1.1.1 because haha funny, Alpha lost version for a long time. It's literally just Alpha 1.1.2.1 with broken sounds and a bug. It doesn't even affect most modern graphics cards. Yeah, so I'm starting to think this world is coming along rather nicely. I am running a little short on ideas for builds, though, so maybe I could, like, build a house into the rocks right here? Or maybe not? I don't know. This looks rather trippy, though. And you can see how the fog is just like a plane in front of you. This looks like it could be some kind of, like, wallpaper or something. In fact, I might make that the episode thumbnail. Hold on, I want to see what the top of the world looks like with... And here you can just barely see it on the top, and you can see that the sky is actually... a layer that exists in the world. You can see me jumping. Because if I fall down here, the sky sort of falls out of view. Even more so if I fall down here. Because, like, the sky is, like... You can't reasonably get above the height limit, except with glitches, which get you stuck. So... So, Notch decided to just make the sky a flat layer. And this is actually still how the sky is rendered. It's just that the sky now follows the player rather than being in world space. It is actually just drawn behind everything else. This is actually a technique that a lot of games use to render the sky. Also, I'm noticing that while I've filled out most of the lower area, we still have this entire section left to do. And I sort of want to save that for the multiplayer special, but I at least want to build something here. And I want these to be... I want to build a series of pyramids. And I want these to sort of represent the different eras of Minecraft that we've completed. For example, there's early classic, and then 18A is the final version of the multiplayer test period. You can fight me on that, because, like... So, I see what most people see as multiplayer test being divided into two distinct parts. Like, there are 4 phases of classic. There is... there are 5 if you count Cave Game. Because then there's Cave Game, which is phase 1, which is RD 13.22.11 and 13.23.28, which we did not go through because I don't want a stone world. There's Early Classic, which is 11A, no, it's RD 15.22.25 to 13A03 is Early Classic. Then there's Phase C, which is 14A to 18A02, which contains multiplayer test as 15A to 18A02. Then there's Phase D, which is there's Phase D, which is 19A to 23EA01. And then there's Late Classic, which is 0.24 to 0.30, which contains survival tests as 24, 25, 26, 27, and 30. With 28 and 29 being the only two Late Classic versions that didn't get a survival release. Though 28 was there were a lot of 28 development stuff that involved survival, so I'd probably calling it an honorary survival test build. Also, us having all three versions of 0.29 but still no 21 on A01. Was 28 1 A01? It might have been 22 A01. I think it was 21 A01. But yeah, anyway. I plan to have one of these pyramids for each stage of Minecraft. And I'm going to sort of map out where the bases of them are going to be. So this pyramid is going to be for mid-classic. Oh. This pyramid is going to be for Late Classic. This is going to be for 0.31. This is going to be for in dev. This is going to be for InfDev. And this is going to be for Alpha. And each pyramid is going to be made out of a block from that era. This is going to be for beta. If this is for alpha, this is going to be for beta. And that's where I'm going to end it, because there are debates on how to divide the release up into eras. And also I'm running out of room on the roads, and I want to have an alleyway to get in here, so... So yeah, this is where all the pyramids are going to be. And yeah. Sorry if my game is a little laggy. I think that has to do with multiplayer. But oh yeah, I want to rebuild that stairway. It's not going to be in the same place, but I want to rebuild that stairway up to the that stairway tunnel thing up to the place. So the stairway has been completed, and now I have a quick way up and down to the different levels of the world without having to do any pillaring. So yeah, I don't know how long I've been recording. Usually I try to spend about 2 hours. This may have been shorter but I really feel like next episode is going to be a big one, because hopefully I'll be able to play with my play on this world with my friend. So bye. Though I need to, yeah, I need to say bye. And